Hey everyone, welcome back to another VR painting. I am using the program Tilt Brush, and today we're going to be painting Sonic the Hedgehog because the movie is now in theaters, and I thought that we could get some really cool use of the effects in Tilt Brush. So let's go ahead and jump into Sonic. So when I was drawing his pose, I wanted him to be a little bit more dynamic. I had this idea of him like running through a ring, and so I really had to try to exaggerate and capture that body movement. I will say after I finished the whole piece, I feel like I could have done it more, but this one was challenging in that aspect as trying to create this like motion in this character. I decided to try a different technique when creating the eyes and the face. And so I have the under sketch and drawing, but then I'm kind of treating it like a sculpture. So I'm starting with the items that are furthest away from the face and then working inwards. So I'm starting with the little snout. And then after I finished that, I moved on to creating the eyes. So I wanted them to still kind of look round. And so I created little spheres on top of where I thought the eyes would go. And then I kind of just added the fur on top of that. I used a different type of paint or brush for the fur because it had like a really cool texture to it. So I wanted to give it kind of like a little furry texture. And I also played with using different brushes for the eyes. I really do like the way that the pupils came out. I used like a marker for the green portion of the eyes, and it really gave it like a nice glow effect, and the color just really stood out against the rest of the paint. So I was having a little bit of trouble doing the ears, so I decided to add the ears on after once I finished the whole head. But it was really challenging to get that actual shape and make it look like the ears are actually like cat ears. I never really looked at ears like this, but kind of just studying the object and how they curve. I feel like this one was a little more difficult than any of the other ones that I've created because his face and the hair and the body, it's like a completely different style that I don't really draw, and it's just the features are more exaggerated. It's an animal, so to get like the snout and the hedgehog hair and the proportion of the body with the legs was a little tricky, but I'm pretty happy with how it came out. And lastly, adding the shoes. The shoes were really fun for me to do because I feel like with the body, it was a lot of like very circular shapes. And with the shoes, I just liked creating like this little flat bottom. And I really liked the way that the light hit it. And then adding like the different marker brush for the white line just added like a really cool texture to it. So I'm really happy with the way that those turned out. Then for the ring, I was trying to do something that was using a different brush that was like light, but nothing really seemed to work out. So I decided to just paint it with like the oil brush, and then I went in and added some light afterwards. And there are so many other cool effects that I could have used for the electricity, but I didn't want to go too overboard. I think I went a little too overboard in the beginning, and then I went back and erased some because, you know, I sometimes feel like less is more. But I was really trying trying to add this texture in a 3D space and kind of make the electricity wrap around his limbs and arms and body, and kind of just like really imagine what that electricity would look like if it was like running through his veins and he's just moving so quickly, leaving this trail behind him. Overall, I really like the way it came out. I do wish that I would have made the eyes a little bit more bigger and have exaggerated the body a little more to give it more movement. The thing with tilt brush is you can't, or at least I don't know a way to do this, is you can't like move around and kind of like smudge the work. So I'm still learning the program, and maybe there is a way for me to do that, but I felt like it was already too late. There was no going back. That's just how it's gonna be. I hope you all enjoyed this painting. Please let me know if you did. If you haven't seen any of my other VR art, here's a playlist for you to check out. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I will be voting on the next VR art in the community tab, so make sure you get that notification and participate. I hope I could head to the theaters and catch the movie soon. And fun little note, while I was painting this whole thing, I could hear the little rings being collected like how I used to do in the games. Just heard those little chimes while I was painting it, so just a fun little side note. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all later. Bye!